My name is Charlie McGrath. I'm the founder of WideAwakeNews.com and a host on the Rinse Radio Network. The fiscal cliff. We're supposed to be concerned, according to the mainstream media and Wall Street and our politicians, we're supposed to be concerned about this looming, it's made for Hollywood drama, this looming monster that we have on the horizon that we call the fiscal cliff. What is it? How did we get here? The fiscal cliff is the culmination of the destruction of 535-member body of Congress that was whittled down to a super Congress that could not come up with a decision in order to get a sustainable budget. So they came up with automatic triggers. And now we call these automatic triggers the fiscal cliff. If we couldn't come up with a comprehensive plan to reduce our debt by January 1st, 2013, triggers would kick in, and now we're being told that all hell will break loose as we go off of the fiscal cliff. We're supposed to pay attention to it, pretend it's an important issue in this election, this so-called election that we have going on right now, and that we can somehow turn the corner and prevent carnage and the fiscal cliff. We need to wake up, America and the world. If you're sitting listening to me in Europe right now, you're in just as bad a condition as we are, and it is all 100% can be linked, pointed to, directly blamed on the central banking cabal that is destroying economies on this planet, and as they're doing it, they're garnering more and more power. In fact, recently, our own Federal Reserve issued 5 thank you letters to members of Congress. 5 thank you letters to members of Congress, not for diligently serving the people of this country, quite the opposite, for blocking any Federal Reserve audit that could have come to the floor or could have been turned into law. Who are the 5 individuals? Well, let's name them off, because Ben Bernanke thought they were so important, he sent them a letter thanking them for protecting the independence of the Federal Reserve. This is, if this doesn't just completely make you irate, check your pulse. This is the Federal Reserve, without a doubt, the most important component of our economy. The way our system is set up now, without a doubt, the most powerful institution in this country. And they are writing thank you letters to congressmen who betrayed the people of this country for betraying them. Thank you for betraying the people of this country. In what world is it a bad thing to have transparency in our financial system? In what deranged world is it a good thing to have this secret and colluded and behind closed doors in a representative government, in a representative democracy, in a so-called representative republic? When on earth has it ever been a good idea to do this stuff in dark? We are not only doing these kind of legislative maneuvers in the dark, we have the most powerful people who are not elected, Ben Bernanke in this case, writing thank you letters to our representatives for basically selling their constituents down the river. Barney Frank, he was the top of the list that got a thank you letter from Ben Bernanke. Elijah Cummings, Melvin Watt, Carolyn Maloney, and Steny Hoyer. These are the individuals that received a letter for selling out their constituents. Of course, they're all entrenched in Washington, D.C., and they're not going anywhere. So it's fine that if they get a little bit of praise from the Federal Reserve System, and it's fine if they go ahead and sell their people out because they're so entrenched they can't get out of office if they murdered somebody. Fiscal cliff. Here's your fiscal cliff. 46,946,510, the number of people on food stamps in this country when this video started. It'll be several hundred more by the time this is over. 1,320,194, the number of people who've been foreclosed on, bankruptcies rather, in this year, 2012 alone. This is the fiscal cliff. 881,527, again, when this video started. The fiscal cliff takes that many foreclosures in the year 2012. You want to know our real fiscal cliff that we've already went over, and we're free falling to the point of oblivion? 16,073,786,500,000. Our current national debt in this country, because we've already went off the fiscal cliff. Because people like Ben Bernanke and central banks around this world who are completely, totally, 100% out of control and sending thank you letters to representative government for keeping it that way. They've taken us off this fiscal cliff, and there is no returning to a sound monetary policy, to a system that is going to grow us out of this debt. We're not returning to any kind of sustainable growth in this country or in the West, for that matter. It is why you have a 55% unemployment rate in the youth in Greece right now. It is why the unemployment situation in Europe is worse than it's been ever. It is why we will continue down this steady march to depression until it is a complete and total realization from every naysayer, from everybody who's on the sideline, from everybody who thinks it's going to get better, a complete and total realization that this is exactly where we're at, which is the greatest depression this planet has ever known, and it's because we've been taken off the fiscal cliff. But not in the year 2013 on January 1st. We were taken off the fiscal cliff a long, long time ago when we decided that it was better to give the power to create money, take it out of the hands of constitutionally mandated Congress, and give it to a bunch of private central bankers. We see the result. The fiscal cliff, it happened a long time ago. We're about to have the hard landing. Stories are attached. That's all I got.